or die. Hey, swing those hips around. Can't stop, roll back down. My ladies, short, tall, thin or wide, always down and ready to ride. One by one, billion by billion, been holding up half the sky. Raise your hand if you're ready and willing, if you know it's time. Time for
And welcome to the show. Welcome to After the Game on this Tuesday night. It is has come around again, and I have a very special guest with me this evening. We haven't seen the man, the legend, for quite some time. JCROM, how you going, buddy?
Hey King, how are you, man? Long time no see. Yeah, it's good to be back on the show. It's been a while, man.
Has
Life's
been.
busy and trying to make time, and I've got a free hour on my hands, so let's do it.
Awesome. That's good to see, and good to have you back with us again. You've always got good footy knowledge, and hopefully you've been watching a few games and everything. I think you're
I try
smashed.
to watch as much as I can. I try to watch as much as I can.
You've smashed everybody on the tipping as well, so there we go. But welcome to everybody in the chat as well. Johnsy's in the chat. One question for the committee. If Crows beat the Dogs, will HFD start acknowledging the Adelaide Football Club 2025 quest? Oh, there we go. There we
You
go.
don't have to tell me twice, Johnsy.
Well, I've got
the Crows.
I've got a massive Adelaide supporter on the show, Johnsy, so that about sums it up, doesn't it? That I've been on board. I think I've been on board with the Crows for a couple of years now, haven't I?
Yeah, I have to admit, you're secretly a supporter. I don't know you haven't come out yet, but I feel
Little by little, yeah. Yeah, no, I like the way they play. I like the team, and yeah, it's all good. G'day Ree, g'day Chunky Footy is in the chat. G'day. G'day Toby as well, and I think if I scroll all the way back, Callum is in the chat as well. G'day. Yeah, so welcome to the show, everybody. Welcome to everybody who is just watching along as well. This is After the Game, and we talk about the games that were. We have a look at the ladder and also have a look at the games for next week and the tips. So we've got some good games coming up this week. So let's have a recap of what happened on the weekend. We went back to Thursday night, and it was North Melbourne versus the Bulldogs, both teams at home. And it was the Bulldogs 134 to the North Melbourne 85. And the Western Bulldogs won by 49 points. It was we thought it might have been a bit of a flogging, and it did end up turning out to be that way, JCROM.
Yeah, I watched this, and sorry, I got my son just come into the room. So yeah, no, I did watch this, and I was surprised that North Melbourne actually gave him a run.
They did.
I thought this might have been a bigger margin than it was, but I really love how the Dogs are playing their footy. You know, tell you what, King, they're a smoky for me. If I'm not going for the Crows, sorry, George. I'm going for the Dogs. So I think they've got the talent to go all the way. I mean, Darcy's like a cheat code. They've got Bontempelli, one of the best midfielders in the game. Liberatore, winding back the clock. He's looking like 25 years old out there. They've just got a wide spread of talent all over the pitch. And, yeah, they're going to be a real threat come September time.
I totally agree with you. Out of all the teams in the comp, I really enjoy watching the Bulldogs. I know they're your second favourite team, but yeah, the way that they've come out and their defensive line, their forward line, midfield, they've just got strength all over the park, and they're playing some really good football. And they're definitely going to be I don't think they're going to get in the top four. I think the top four is nearly set, but I think you're 100% right. They're the smoky that I don't know whether it's going to be like 2017 again, but yeah, they're a good side, aren't they? But very impressed by North Melbourne taking it to them for most of the game. They only kicked away really in the last quarter, didn't they? So yeah, North are playing all right footy, and they're hopefully, they might get a few more wins before the end of the season.
Just King, give me 1 minute. I'm just going to
No worries.
the sun out. 1 second.
All good, mate. No worries at all.
George.
JCROM, the cat's out of the bag. Chunky footy. John is where's John? John's having a bit of a hiatus. No worries, mate. Having a bit of a
going on. My son rocking up.
all good, mate. No worries at all. Port are so bad, they are.
They look good, real good.
They did, yeah. And I think it's just the youth in North Melbourne that are not. They're just running out of steam, aren't they? At the end of these games, like they're going hard, but they're just running out of. They just run out.
I think North may have a couple more wins in them until the end of the season because they are improving and they do have a young, talented list. But I'll tell you what, the Doggies, their run home, they've got winnable games nearly for the rest of the season. So
They do.
Watch out top four, and it's a big threat for the Crows to keep their top four spot. So
Exactly.
and we'll go into the preview tips coming up, but the Crows and Doggies are playing each other next week. So that's going to be a huge clash.
It will be. Let's have a look at the debacle, which was the Friday night game. So it was the blockbuster at the G. It was Carlton versus the Magpies, and it pretty much went the way that we thought it was going to go. It was Collingwood 17-13, 115. It could have been worse than that. To 8-11-59, and Collingwood won by 56 points. And it was really a hapless Carlton again. They just had nothing, really. They don't seem to be playing for each other. There's seems to be massive problems there. So Collingwood just too good, and they're very, very consistent, and they're really, really good, a good team, aren't they?
Yeah, I think the big story here is Carlton, really. I mean, Collingwood's just doing their thing, but Carlton, I mean, my goodness, it's just getting worse to worse for that football club at the moment. Voss must be under huge pressure. I mean, after the loss last week, they got their stadium or their training ground vandalised. I mean, the fans aren't very happy. We saw, our good friend Johnny Carlton got upset. It's just so much emotion comes to these games,
Yep.
So look, Carlton, geez, it's a big problem. They've got problems all over the pitch. I mean, they've got the Koning. Is he staying? Is he going? They're not sure about Vossi, the coach. They just seem to go from a premiership window list from last year to the next year, just almost ripping it all down and starting again. The talks are like, should they get rid of McKay? Should they get rid of DeConing? Should they get rid of Walsh? For draft picks? So they're already talking about totally dismantling it and probably rebuilding. So I mean, Carlton, my goodness, the problem with Carlton, King, that they were very bad for a long time, and they built this list that they currently have now.
Yep.
This was the list to say, okay, this is our premiership
This
window.
is the one.
This is our crack for a flag.
Yep.
But it's all gone pear-shaped, and it's starting to look like, okay, they're going to move on some of their stars to bring in draft picks. That means it's
that's been
build
rebuild.
the youngsters up again, and there's time again. So, gee, look, I'm not sure if the list management was completely wrong with Carlton or the coach just got it wrong. But look, big problems at the Blues, and I feel for the fans. But yeah, look, Collingwood, I think they're going to finish minor premiers. And Carlton, look, what are you playing for now? Just draft picks? It's very dire at the Blues.
It is, and it just seems to the performance they put on in a quarter to many times I've seen them go 40 points in front in a quarter, and then they just fall away. So the way that they play the game and the whoever's changing the game plan, I don't know whether it's the players or the coaches or it seems to run deeper than just the players on the field. But like last week and the week before, even like at the North Melbourne game, the just kicking and all this sort of stuff. So yeah, can it be 26?
Their star man looks like he's carried that team too much now, and it's really weighing him down.
It's just too much for him. Yeah,
it looks beaten out there, to be honest. So.
Can it be 2026 already? G'day, Johnny Carlton. Speak of the devil. So how are you, mate? Good to have you. Good to have you in the chat. Yeah, just talking about the Friday night, and yeah, whatever's going to happen with Carlton's got to, you know, they make some big decisions and move on from there. Yeah. And yeah, I think the Pies are just like it is a well-oiled unit that is playing like a team every single week. Doesn't matter whether they've got 5 out or whether they've got a couple out. Somebody is stepping up from, you know, the reserves or whatever to come up, and they don't miss a beat. So there we go. Anyway, we'll move on to the next game. And GT23 was hoping for. Hang on, where are we? Let me just grab that. Here we go. Yeah, GT23 was hoping for a bit of a miracle to happen, and it was the West Coast Eagles versus GWS, and it was GWS in the end, 16-15, 111 to 84-52, and Giants won by 59 points as well, so another 10-goal win. Yeah, just look, they're a young team. They're gonna get smashed by Giants, who are, you know, in the top 8. They're a good side. The only disappointing thing out of this, I would say, is that they were sort of beaten up a bit by GWS, a little bit, and instead of, like, they wanted to fight a bit more than just play the game. But they have. But last couple of times I've seen them, they've tried to put an effort in, and this week they really didn't put an effort in. I didn't think so. The Giants really got on top of them and got away with it. So yeah, what do you make of it? Just GWS, are they top 8?
Look, it goes consistently with this round. Really, there's not that many upsets. Everyone was expecting the Giants to win this one, and they did. Look, Eagles. They've been competitive at stages throughout the year, but look, the list that they've got at the moment is, yeah, like you said, very young, and it does look like the rebuild is going to take maybe longer than Richmond's. So look, in this talks, they're going to lose Harley Reid. They're going to have to get draft picks for that again and bleed youngsters again. So look, I'm not sure what the Eagles are at. They feel like they're going to be down in the bottom 4 for a few years, especially with Tasmania coming in, taking some hard draft picks. Giants, look, they're a star-studded team. I remember Johnny Carlton saying it at the start of the year. They are definitely a star-studded team. They should really be higher on the table, but look, they've had some injuries. They didn't have Whitfield this game, but he'll be back next week.
Yep.
And look, they're a great team. They're an exciting team to watch the Giants. So look, yeah, it's a fair result in the end, and Giants should make the 8. But for me, look. For me, it's out of Giants and Gold Coast in the race for that 8th spot. So look,
yeah, 100%.
Very interesting.
Yep.
It'll be very interesting. So look, even how good Giants may be, they could miss out to the Gold Coast or, you know, even Hawthorn. So yeah, look, they have to keep winning, the Giants. This was a must-win game, and they made it happen, and they did it comfortably in the end. Yeah, they
did, and they march on. And speaking of the Suns, who are having a fantastic season, I thought this was a chance for Essendon to really stand up and show whether they had anything. But and they went okay. Like I got to say, they went okay. But the Suns away from home at their coach's least favourite ground as well. It was the Suns 18-7. 115 to 11-8-74, a 41-point win to the Gold Coast, and to kick 18 goals. That's a mighty effort, isn't it? So they're the real deal this season. They've got a great side. They really, once they get that run going, they're really hard to stop. and once they start kicking goals, they can kick goals after goals after goals. So they're being coached really well, and Essendon just aren't good enough, are they?
No, I mean, I'll start with the Suns. I mean, look, for me, they've got one of the well-balanced midfielders in the league. They've got their hard tackling machines, they've got their outside players, they've got the inside players, and they've got some X factors up forward. You know, Long has just taken his game to another level this year. You got Big Kingy up there.
Yep.
And they've got a really good, solid defence. So, look, Suns are definitely a threat this year. But for me, it's a first step for the Suns. They need to actually make the finals this year and be competitive, maybe even win one of them. So, look, I don't expect them to win a flag this year, but look, be competitive, get in there first of all. And that's a huge step for the Gold Coast Suns. But look, Essendon this year, they've been riveted with injuries. I think there's a bright future for Essendon. I think it's actually could be brighter than Carlton at the moment. That's how young the baby Bombers are, and they could really bloom in the next 1 or 2 years.
Mm-hmm.
So look, you don't expect much from. They got no rucks. Their first ruckman's down. Their second ruckman's down. They got Goldstein, who's 40 years old, running around.
Yep.
They're missing injury players. I think Caldwell's just got injured for the Bombers as well. So look, it's been a rough season for Essendon. But look, the Suns were expected to win here. They don't travel there well, like you said. So this is a big step for the Gold Coast Sun and Hardwick to win at Marvel Stadium. So they're just going to keep winning because it's going to be a tough race for that 7th or 8th spot, just the same as GWS.
100%, yeah. And I think the Gold Coast Suns are going better than GWS by a little bit at the moment. So yeah, but
your mate Flanders is starting to play well.
Oh, he's a consistent good player, isn't he? So you know they don't talk about the Flanders or some of these other lesser known players in the Suns, but geez, they play really well, don't they? So
well, he had a quiet start first half of the year, Flanders, but he's really getting the possessions now again. So yeah, and
he's not like last year was just crazy where he was getting like 30, 35, 40 every game. You know, he wasn't doing that again. So but yeah, starting to come good and just a bit more consistency. So yeah, it's good. Just in the chat, g'day Toby, how you going? Good to have you in, and saying g'day to JCROM as well.
Hey Toby, what's up, man?
Jay Usu Yeet Master is in the chat as well. One of the new people who come to the watch-alongs. Welcome in. Up the Hawks, yeah, go the Hawks. Jay, King of the North goes for all the teams. I go for except for NRL, where I go for the Storm. So, but no good. You shouldn't be going for the Storm. Go for the Roosters instead. So there we go. And Ree is counting the likes as well. We've got 9 likes. Thank you for that, Ree. And g'day Poison as well. How are you? Good to have you in the chat as well. The next game, and most of these were blowouts, weren't they? So it was a bit of a blowout weekend, and I nearly got 9 out of 9, except for one. But did you get 9?
I got one wrong. I think I got one wrong. I think I tipped Fremantle.
Yeah, I did too. That's the one I got wrong as well. So yeah, I didn't tip Sydney. So yeah, I got 8 out of 9. So
yeah, go Crows, Reed, go Crows.
That's it. The next game was another blowout. This was at the Cattery, and it was the Geelong Cats 18-16, 124 to 7-10, 52 against Richmond. I think this is probably, even though it was against Richmond, I think this is one of the most outstanding Geelong performances that I've seen in like almost for the year. They were clinical. They just played so well. Everything stuck. They just had an absolute ripper of a game. Cameron with 4 goals, 5. Neil with 3 goals, 1. And Bowes is an outstanding player as well. So it's they're up and about, and they're the team. You know, out of the 3 top teams, it might be Collingwood, Geelong, then Brisbane, maybe. I don't know. Or the other way around. So, just before we go to you, Johnsy has a question with his hand up. So, What's
I can see it
the
on the
what's the
screen,
what's the
actually.
question, Johnsy?
How do you get that emoji? That's hilarious.
That's a good one. Yeah. All right.
Well,
Question
while we're
time.
waiting.
Question time for Johnsy. Ask the question. JCROM, what did you reckon of the Cats?
I didn't get to watch this game, but look, Geelong seemed to smash Richmond even without Bailey Smith in this game. He was a late out, and that might hurt his Brownlow chances this year. So Geelong expected to win this game. Really, I don't think anyone gave Richmond a chance here. Me and Johnny Carlton actually tipped Geelong this year to win the flag. So look, they
You
look
did.
like a flag threat really this year, like you mentioned, between Collingwood and Brisbane as well. And I think those three, I think for me, it goes Geelong, Collingwood, then Brisbane, and then Adelaide and Bulldogs as the sort of outsiders for the flag this year.
Yep.
So look, Geelong, they just got they got experience and youth on their side, a good combination, and they got one of the best coaches in the league. And this is what you get: just consistent results. Yes, they've had the odd loss here and there. They actually lost to Carlton this year, to be surprised. So look, Richmond didn't have a chance at the category really. So Adam Uze, I mean, you could take your hat off. You took 52 points there.
Yep.
But look, end of the day, you're coming up against Jazza and Holmes and a bunch of other stars. Dangerfield's still kicking. So I wouldn't be too hard on yourselves. A lot of young players, and it's maybe a good experience, to see how the good teams actually play. So what can I say? Geelong, easy 4 points, and they just roll on to next week.
That's it. Yeah. No, that's true. Poison, we'll talk about Freo in a sec. Johnsy's asking, have I been blocked again? No, Johnsy. We can
Has
see
Chelsea been
we can
blocked
we can
before?
see you in the chat. I don't know what you mean. You're all good. So
Who blocked you in the first place, Chelsea?
I don't know who blocked Johnsy in the first place. So yeah, crazy. Anyway, no, you haven't
No one
been.
likes us Crow supporters, man. No one
That's
likes us
right.
Crow supporters.
Exactly. Yeah. We just need Damn in to make the trifecta up, and all of the Crow supporters are in there, aren't they? So yeah, no, it's all good. No, you haven't, Johnsy. All right. Next game, it was. I'm going to say a gallant Port Adelaide against Brisbane. Like, we thought that Brisbane were going to beat Port Adelaide at the Gabba. It was 18-12, 120 to 14-8, 92. Port Adelaide's put on 92 points, so good on them for that. They didn't give up, and they took it to Brisbane right to the end of the game. But Brisbane just too good. 3 big injuries for season-ending injuries for Port as well, which is not going to help them going forward for the rest of the season. And I think now that they've had a loss, that's pretty much their season done now, as far as trying to get in the 8 as well. But we did a watch along with Chris C with this one, and just good. Like, it was disappointing to see them get knocked over, but it was a good effort all the way through. And 92 points against the reigning premiers is not too shabby, JCROM.
Yeah, I agree. I think Port have the last month or so really improved this year. So look, it's a shame that it's come late in the season where the gap between the bottom 9 is a bit too much. You know what I mean? So look, I mean, mathematically Port can still make the 8. I think they may have to win every game from here. It's a tough ask. Look, they're playing decent football. Since having Butters back, they have improved this year. And look, Horn Francis had a bit of injury problems the last month, so they've been struggling to get a full squad out there. I'm not sure what they do going forward with the ruck system. Are they going to go? Is it Vincentini they're playing or Sweet? I'm not too sure. So
Sweet,
look,
I think, yeah.
yeah. Look,
Vicentini, I think, was injured, so
yeah, I think,
and he's
look,
out
this
for
year
the
for Port
season.
Adelaide is almost like a send off to Hinkley, really. You know what I mean? They're not
Yep.
going to make finals now. Give Hinkley a good send off. He's been your longest coach ever, is it? It must be, really. How many years?
11 years or 12 years?
11 years. So look, send them off this year and start again next year fresh. And look, they still got a lot of good players, Port. They can really bounce back quickly next year. So look, but for Brisbane, it was a good win because Port's a little bit in form. So to kick 120 points on them is impressive, but it is impressive as well for Port to keep up with them. But look, there's so many dangerous players for Brisbane, aren't there? You've got the Ashcroft brothers, you've got Neil, McCluggage, Dunkley, Cameron. The list just keeps going on in that team. So they're a huge threat for finals. They got experience. I wouldn't want to come up against them in a preliminary. So yeah, look, it's hard to pick a flag winner this year at this point of the year. Like, you can't say this team's going to win the flag. That's for sure. So
that's for sure.
Brisbane are right up there, and they're really impressive. Yeah.
And yeah, they've seemed to have turned their season around at the right end of the season. They've seemed to have gone up another gear from last week or the week before. So being coached really well and just starting the run home. So doing really well. The three injuries were Vicentini, Radigalia, and Sam Powell-Pepper. So those three are out for the season from their injuries. So one's an operation, two are operations, and I think the 6 weeks or something for the other one. So yeah, not good for them. No, that's right. Johnson's got another question with his hand up. There we go.
He's got a different person with the hand up now.
Question time. There we go. He's picking out the different question to ask. All right, let's have a look. This was an interesting game. The next one, it was St Kilda versus the Hawks at Marvel Stadium, and you would have thought that St Kilda would play good at Marvel, and they did. It was the Hawks in the end, 14-10, 94 to 10-14, 74. The Hawks win by 20, but St Kilda took it up to them for 3 quarters. That's for sure.
Yeah, look, Hawthorn are a good team. You know, as you know, King, they're very solid. I think Sicily came back. They have lost Weddle though, so it's a big loss for them. But they got Will Day coming back as well, Hawthorn as well. So that's going to strengthen the Hawks. Look, Saints, I put them in the same bubble as Essendon, really. They've got a young up-and-coming team. If they can hold on to Wanganeen, Millera, that will really boost them. And if they can bring in Tom de Koning, that will be even huge for them as well. So, look, they've got some prospects over the hill if they can get them over the line. And if they do that, Saints could be a final contentions team in years to come. So, look, Hawks, I put them in the bag with they got a hard run coming home. So they've got to keep these wins going because they got Gold Coast and they got GWS on their tails. So, yeah, look, I'm not sure about the Hawks being a flag contender. That's my only issue. I just don't know. Look, anything can happen in the finals this year. I reckon they will make finals, but look, I'm not sure what kind of impact. I'm going to wait and see what kind of impact Will Day does when he comes back in this squad.
Yep.
But look, it's just gearing up for a fantastic final series, and if we can get all the superstars fit and healthy, there's going to be some cracking games. So
that's for sure.
Yeah, so look, with the Saints, if you're a Saints fan out there, I know it's been a long time since drinks for you guys, but you got some good talent there, and yeah, look, hopefully there's greener days for the Saints, that's for sure.
That's right, yeah. And Sanger's seen some good wins. He's our favourite Saints supporter, so they've got potential, but it's just they just do it tough sometimes. Yeah, Johnson's saying I got the 9 data, so he got now 9 out of 9, I think he's saying, and blocked again. I don't know what you mean, Johnsy, just saying you blocked again. Everybody can see you. So yeah, I don't know who you blocked by. So anyway, there we go.
I'm not even a moderator anymore. So
there we go. I know. So anyway, we moved to Sunday, and it was the game that we got wrong. And Sydney at home, and Poison mentioned they had a 6-game winning streak, and which came to an end thanks to Sydney Swans, and it was Sydney 14, 12, 96. No, hang on, it wasn't. No, hang on a sec. No, let me just go to the right. Let me go to the right week. There we go. 14, 10, 94 to Fremantle 12, 11, 83. They nearly got him. They nearly got him in the end, and Sydney just managed to scrape home and get the win. So yeah, it was. I was doing another watch along and had this scoreboard up, and the Dockers got pretty close. I thought we were going to get the chockies, but Sydney managed to hold on by 11 points in the end. Yeah, Armady got injured as well, so he'll be out again for a bit. But Sydney, I guess Sydney out of the teams in the bottom out of the 8, Sydney looks like the team that might be able to come and give it a shot, maybe.
Yeah, I mean the same points as Port Adelaide. They're going to have to win all their games from here. Look, to be honest, if you're 10th or below, I think your season's done. But Fremantle, it's a big loss for Fremantle here, I believe, because look, they're in that mix, just hovering outside the 8, where they're trying to get in there. And I'm not sure about their run home. I haven't looked at their run, but you look at the top 8 right now. I know Fremantle sitting 9th. You just wonder who actually gets out of that top 8 for Fremantle to get in. So it's going to be stiff for any of those top 8 teams at the moment to fit Fremantle in.
Yep.
So whoever comes 9th this year, it's going to be stiff. So look, big loss for Fremantle. They've come against Sydney at the wrong time. Sydney's actually coming into form. They're playing really well.
Yep.
They got Gordon back. They got their full squad rolling now. So
they do, yeah.
It's not who you play, it's when you play them. That's what I've said for years. So, look, they've come against Sydney at the wrong time. They only lost by 11 points, but still, you don't get the 4 points. You get stuck in 9th position, and this is where you are. And you go into this week now with a must-win game, whoever you're playing. And look, Longmire, there's going to be some pressure on their coach to make finals this year because a lot of pundits, a lot of media have hyping up the Dockers, including our own Chris C, who's tipped him to win the flag, I think. So
he did.
Yeah. So look, they're underperforming of what we all thought they would this year. So they're going to have a strong run home. And look, Sydney are just in form. I don't think it's too little, too late for my fear. I know mathematically they could do it. I just can't see it happening. So
that's it.
Yeah, look, big win for Sydney. Coxie would be happy. He's been a coach under fire. But, yeah, Fremantle, very disappointing to not get the chocolates on this one.
That's true. Yeah, 100%. And, they get their big stars back at the right time of the season. So they should get a few more wins up their sleeve for sure. But, yeah, definitely Fremantle needed that win to stay in contention because that's just one loss is going to get you knocked out of the 8, unfortunately, the way things go these days.
Yeah.
G'day, Paul, in the chat as well. He's just come in. Our man from Adelaide. He's our roving reporter out on the streets. So g'day, Paul. And 11 likes. Thank you for counting the likes, Ree. Will Freo Dockers defeat Hawthorn this week? It's going to be an interesting game. We've got some ripper games coming up this weekend compared to this round. This round coming up is an absolute ripper. So I'm going to be losing my voice from doing too many watch-alongs, I think. So yeah, we shall see. So yeah, thanks guys for liking, and we got 11 likes. So smash that like button if you can. Come on the pair. Chris C's in the chat. G'day. How you doing?
Yeah, g'day.
And if you're new to the channel and watching along, hit the subscribe button. We've got lots of new subscribers as well. And thanks for that. Finally, the last game. And I've got some questions about the last game. And it was an interesting game. I did we'll watch the second half. So I did the NRL game, I did the Roosters game, but then we did the second half of the Crows game. So joined it at halftime. It ended up being the Crows 13-12, 90 to Melbourne 11-11, 77. Adelaide wins by 13, but geez, they did it tough.
Yes.
I couldn't believe really not getting their mojo going in a way. Just letting, I don't know whether it was Melbourne who were playing better, or the pressure or whatever it was, but they just couldn't seem to get themselves going. Passes weren't sticking, out of bounds, like lots of things during the game, and they just couldn't get it going. They ended up leading, like they managed to get the lead at halftime, and then kept it, but it was a tough game and a tough win, wasn't it?
Yeah, look, at one stage, the Crows were 28 points down, I believe, and I was getting messages by everyone saying, Nick's out, Nick's out. It's just chaos. But look, the Crows, we didn't start this game well at all. Give credit to Melbourne here. They looked fantastic in that first quarter and a half. They looked really on, and they were moving the ball really, really good. And, yeah, they just caught Crows with their pants down in the first bit. And look, credit to Nixie and the Crows. They fought back, tousled, kicked 5 in a row, got the lead back, and then semi-controlled the game to the end. I mean, the last quarter was a bit of a shootout. Melbourne, they were kicking goals here and there. So the Crows have to tidy up on that defence again. They've been so good defensively for the majority of this year. And this game has sort of slipped a bit. So I'm not sure if the Crows just went into this game thinking, okay, it's Melbourne, easy 4 points here, boys. We don't have to go too hard.
Yeah.
It was a complete shock because they took their foot off the gas just at 1%, and Melbourne just took the lead. They were hungry. They were eager to play. So I think it's a bit of a learning ball for the Crows. It was just a wake-up call. Go, hey, we have to keep winning here. So even though we come against some soft teams, we've still got to put 110% in. So, But look, some big performances from Rankin. I mean,
there was
5 goals. I can't remember last time Rankin kicked 5 goals.
No, he had an amazing game. Yep.
Yeah, absolutely. Tore it up, and I'm glad for Rochelle. It's not as bad. We got news today that it's not an ACL or anything. It's just one of those things. He's going to have a slight surgery, and he could be back this year. So
okay,
a bit like Sam Darcy did. So he might miss 3 or 4 weeks, maybe in 5 weeks, but should be back.
Yep,
easily for finals. So that's good news for the Crows because Rochelle's been on this year and he's been really good. So, but look, I'm happy we got the 4 points. It was a tough game in the end. I was expecting us to win by maybe 40 plus, and that didn't happen.
Yep.
But look, I give credit to Melbourne. They played really well, and yeah, Crows had to pull their finger out midway through that second quarter. So, look, we got the 4 points in the end, but it should be back to the drawing board on Monday or yesterday and say, hey, boys, get the tape out. This is what we did wrong. Let's work on this. Because I'm only going to do one training session. We've got the Thursday night game against the Dogs, which is going to be crazy. And they cannot come out at 99%. They've got to go about 110% from the first bounce.
You can't play that sort of football in finals because you're going to go straight out.
Yeah, 100%. So Crows, they're in the hunt for top 4. If they can get top 4, great, because they're going to have that second chance at a crack at the final. But if they're in that bottom 4 part of the 8, well, yeah, look, it's elimination from there on. So, yeah, look, it's just a wait and see. If Crows come out and win this week, wow, everyone will be talking about the Crows as one of the flag favourites. If they lose, there'll be question marks. So it's going week by week at the moment. So
yeah,
we'll see how we go. We'll take one game at a time. So, yeah.
That's it. Chad not coaching Port next year. Who's Chad?
Chad. Not Chad Corns, is he talking about, is he?
Chad Corns. There we go. G'day, Kingy.
Yeah.
Welcome into the chat. Good to have you in, mate. I think I've pronounced Jack Bow's name wrong, so he's just helped me out with that. Thank you very much for that, Kingy. For that, Crow's got not convincing, but hopefully just an off week. Yeah, Johnsy was in the chat with me when we were doing the watch along, and it was for the second half, and he wasn't a happy camper, that's for sure. So yeah, he thought they were going to lose. So there we go. And Jackie kicked his first goal in the hoops. And how good was George Stevens on debut? So talking about the Cats. So there we go. That's the luxury we have of developing our players first and only bringing them in when they're ready. Yeah, that's a very good point, Kingy. And yeah, no,
George Stevens hold his spot though is the key, because Bailey Smith was a late out. So
he was. Yeah,
it's a question: will George Stevens keep his spot?
That's it. Yep. I'm sure he'll be managed correctly. So yeah. Dan Jans from South Africa, welcome in, mate. Good to have you in. It's morning over there in South Africa. And Dan Jans is actually a wildlife officer over in South Africa. So yeah, he joins us for the watch-alongs every weekend. So it's good to have you in as well. So there we go. So that was the round. And I just wanted to give a shout out to Fogarty. 2 goals, 2. He's been struggling with form since his shoulder injury. And it was good to see him. He just needed to kick those couple of goals just to get a bit of confidence back. And I think that'll be a big help for him going forward, because he's just been inaccurate and just struggling a bit with confidence. So I think that was a good game for him to just get in positive mindset again,
100%. 100%.
All right, let's have a look at the ladder. Let me just make a few things disappear here. And
I mean, look at this ladder, man. Oh my God.
Here we go. Yep. All right. Let's have
Collingwood's got the best percentage.
Let's have a read through. So it is Collingwood on top by a lot. Then we've got Brisbane in second, Adelaide Crows in third, and Geelong in fourth. So you've managed to, with that win, you've managed to stay in third spot. So that's a good thing. So, and your percentage is really good as well. Like you're above percentage against Geelong as well. So it's just,
remember, Gold Coast have got a game in hand still.
And so do Essendon, yeah.
Yeah,
they're going to play that at the end of the season. So Hawthorn in Geelong in fourth, Hawthorn in fifth, the Bulldogs in sixth, Gold Coast in seventh, and GWS have knocked Fremantle out, and they sit in eighth spot. So still that bottom. I think the top six could be a lock. What do you reckon?
Wow, if you really look at it properly, like from third to ninth is one game.
There is, yeah.
So luckily Crows and Geelong and Bulldogs its percentage is so good that it's going to really help by the end of the year.
Yep.
So percentage is going to count huge this year. And look, I mean, one of those teams is going to miss out. Like when you go down the bottom of the next page, Fremantle are in ninth on 40 points as well. So
yep. Let's have a
game in hand as well. So look,
that's right. Yeah. Well, let's have a look at the bottom. Let's have a look at the bottom 9. So that's up on the screen now. And the other thing that I notice is like the percentage of the Western Bulldogs. They keep on getting these big wins. That's a massive percentage boost for them coming the end of the season, isn't it?
Yeah, look, that's what I was talking about the Dogs before. They got
they've
got the Crows this week, but besides that, they've got a very winnable stretch, and they can put some big scores on the Dogs.
They can.
So I feel like the Dogs are a lock. I think Geelong's a lock, Brisbane's a lock. I even put the Crows out there because Crows got a good run home too.
Yep.
So for me, it's between Hawthorn, Gold Coast, GWS, and Fremantle fighting it out for the rest. And
Yep.
one of those teams are going to miss out. So, jeepers.
I know. G'day, Lux. Lux is in the chat. He's a Collingwood supporter. Welcome in, mate. Good to have you in. And
Good
what
times for Lux.
Hey, good times for Lux. It is good times for Lux. Yep, that's for sure. And let me just have a quick look. Tim Cashin's in as well. G'day, Tim. Welcome in as well. So the bottom 10 I've got up on the screen now. So Fremantle in 9th, Sydney Swans have gone up to 10th, Port Adelaide 11th, Carlton 12, Essendon 13, Melbourne 14, St Kilda 15, North, Richmond and West Coast tail off with the wooden spoon. So maybe 9 and 10 have a chance. I don't know whether Port's Port's still on 28. So
I honestly think from 10th to 18th, all their season's done.
Done. Sydney as well. Yep.
Yeah. Yeah, I think it's all done. And it's a shame because this year, it's like what happened to the fixtures? Like these bottom eight teams now.
Yep.
I've got nothing to play for except for draft picks. Are they going to be playing at 100%? I mean, Melbourne did against the Crows, so maybe they do for pride and for keepsake. But
are we just gonna see like last round 17 was pretty much a blowout of every single game? So are we just going to see have one weekend of good games and one weekend of shit games? Maybe, I don't know.
Yeah, it's very different from last year. I mean, if you remember last year, it was it was much more closer between, let's say, even 14th to 6 was.
It was
tight. This year, is a big separation between the top 9 and the bottom 8. So.
There is. Yep, that's 100%. Yep, but very interesting to see. There's between 5 and 11 or 5 and 9. That's where all those teams have got a chance, haven't they?
Yeah, that's right.
So it will be interesting to see how they go.
It looks like could be 4 Melbourne teams and 4 interstate teams in the top 8 at the end of the year.
That's it. Yeah. All right, there we go. That's the ladder. Now let's have a look at the round for round 18 coming up and our tips. Now, guys in the chat, put your tips in and who's going to win and by how much as we go through the teams as well. And let's do this. The round 8 tipping. And let me bring back this one.
I thought we played Thursday night. It's actually Saturday afternoon, the Crows game.
Oh, the Crows have got... Oh, you thought it was a 5-day break?
I thought it was the Thursday night game, but no, it's not. Okay, there you go.
Right, okay. All right.
Carlton have got prime time again.
Carlton in prime time, yeah, I know.
Oh, no.
Far out. All right, GT23 is in the chat. What? No banana? No banana this week. Geez, I didn't really see a banana of the week this week. Out of the games that I did watch, probably the Carlton Football Club as the banana of the week. They can get it again. I don't know. It's we didn't have one this week, so we shall see.
Yeah.
But let's start with our tips, and we'll start with game number 1. It is on Thursday night, and we'll be doing a watch along. There's going to be quite a lot of watch alongs this weekend, guys. So Thursday, Friday, Saturday, definitely. I may be on for quite a number of hours on Saturday because there's some ripper games on Saturday as well. First up, it will be Carlton versus the Lions. It is at Marvel Stadium. Look, Carlton play all right at Marvel Stadium, but I just don't know. Don't think they're going to be that good against Brisbane. I'm going to go Brisbane. The Lions, and there's just too much trouble in paradise at Carlton, isn't there?
Yeah, look, if if they were going to have a bounce back game, I thought it would have been against Collingwood last weekend. Because they had that big loss against the Power.
Yep.
I thought they would have tried to bounce back and get a bit of pride against Collingwood, but they didn't. And I think the Lions win. They win comfortably here. And, look, it's going to be a bit of misery for Carlton again.
Yep. There we go. Christian is in the chat. G'day, Christian. Welcome to the chat. Good to have you in. Samantha's also in the chat. G'day, Samantha. Hope you're good. And we'll have a look at what you're tipping as well, guys, in the chat. Dan Jans is tipping Brisbane by 14. Ree is tipping the Lions by 23. Toby is tipping Brisbane by 68. And Toby and Ree are diehard Carlton. They normally on Carlton. So there we go. That's how dire things are. Poison is saying Carlton by 4, so an upset. Lux is saying Lions by 32. Johnsy's Lions also by 14. Samantha is the Lions by 70. And Paul is saying g'day. So there we go. Besides the Eagles, Carlton for the banana. So we can give the GT wants to give the Eagles and Carlton the banana of the week.
You've got to give it to him.
He is. That's right. Exactly. Yeah. And Harley Reid copped a nice elbow in the face from Toby Green as well. So.
Oh, did he? I missed that.
Oh yeah. No, it's so we've got. They're looking at if Toby Green gets suspended. I think it's one more time that he could get delisted. Is that right?
I don't know. I know he's been fined and suspended so many times in his career.
Yeah.
But how can you delist Toby Green? Like, he'll get snapped up at any club if I will take him at the Crows.
That's it. Yeah. Yeah. Exactly. But there is some rule that says if you're suspended or something over a number of times, you can be delisted from the AFL. So
wow.
So
well,
he's
definitely one of the bad boys of the comp.
He definitely is. Yeah. And Harley Reid's turned into one of the bad boys as well. So he's a bit dirty.
You need that character in your football club. So
that's it. Yeah. Jamar is in the chat. G'day, Jamar. Welcome in. The Lions by 100 because he's a Lions supporter, of course. And there we go. 15 likes. Thank you guys for the likes. Make sure you smash that like button as well. And Samantha's changed hers to the Lions by 109. So there we go. Just blowing out there. And Lions by 100 plus.
Sit next to Johnny Carlton if that would happen. So.
No, you don't want to do that. That's for sure. All right, let's have a look at Game 2. Game 2's another ripper. Now, on Friday night, we'll be doing a watch-along to this one as well. At 7:40, it is the Gold Coast Suns versus the Magpies at People First Stadium. So the Magpies have to travel for the first time in a while.
Wow. Oh my God, everybody.
This is
the supporters be losing. It's unfair. We got to travel.
That's right. Yeah, this is the Suns' home ground, and
wow, what a game this is, Ken.
This is a ripper. This Friday night is going to be a ripper of a game. I'm going to go the upset. I'm going to go the Suns at home, because the Magpies have been on their winning streak for quite a long time, and maybe this is the game that they drop.
You know what? I'm going with you, King. I kind of, Gold Coast at People First Stadium is a bit of a forced game now. So
it is.
Collingwood are very, very good. They're not untouchable. I mean, West Coast got the better of a majority of the game just a week ago. So
they did.
Look, I think Gold Coast as well, man. That's a great tip. Gold Coast for me, yeah, for sure.
There we go.
I reckon they can do it.
Far out. There we go. I thought I was going to be on with Pat Malone there. So, no. All right.
I reckon Gold Coast got a better midfield than Collingwood.
Oh, 100%. Yeah. Yeah, no, they've got...
well drilled. Their experience is really shining. How long that lasts for?
Yep.
Who knows?
Exactly. Yeah. And it'll be a good indicator. They need to win games like this at home to be able to stay in that top 8 as well. So
Wow.
it's going to be really important. So
game this is going to be.
Poison is saying Collingwood by 10. Ree is saying Collingwood by 10. Toby's saying the Pies by 36. J-Mar is tipping. J-Mar's tipping the Gold Coast by 20. So I don't know whether it's going to be 20, but it's I like you. I like what you're thinking there, J-Mar. Jan's tipping the Suns by 11. Ree is counting the likes, and we got 16 likes. Thank you, Ree, for counting that. I'm with you guys. Calm the Suns. There we go. By how much, GT? What do you reckon? And Lux is going, of course, the Pies by 32. So he's not gonna tip the Suns.
There's a few for the Suns. It seems like more for Collingwood, but yeah.
That's right. Yeah, the Lions' younger brother. The Lions' younger brother. It is J-Mar. All right, game number 3. And this is a ripper as well. So, we have a weekend of blowouts, and now we come to Saturday, first game. We will be doing a watch along for this one. Western Bulldogs versus Adelaide. It's 6th versus 3rd at Marvel Stadium. So the Bulldogs' home ground. Jeez.
Look, I understand you picked the Dogs, because if I wasn't a Crow supporter here, I probably would tip the Dogs.
Yeah. I'll tip the Dogs. I could be wrong, but the Crows need to win this to stay in 3rd spot. I think 3rd spot for them is going to be a good finish for them if they can do it.
I think it's even more of that for the Crows. It's just for them to get a huge scalp. I think Crows need a huge scalp, and this would be a huge scalp.
Yeah, 100%. So you're going to go. You're going to go with your team.
Yeah, look, I'm going to stick with my boys. I think this is a huge, tough game. I mean, I think last year Dogs touched us up big time at Ballarat, but it's not at Ballarat this time.
Not at Ballarat. No, they're a different team at Ballarat. That's for sure.
You've got Darcy versus Phil Thorpe. You got the 2 craziest forward lines in the league coming up against each other here.
Yeah.
So, man, oh man, this game.
It's going to be a ripper. It's going to be a ripper. It's not on Channel 7 either, so it's on KO or on Foxtel. So yeah, the watch along could be a big one.
I'm waking up from night shift, so I'm pretty much going to wake up at 12:30 and then just go straight to the couch and watch this.
That's it. Yep.
Yeah, so calm the Crows. Crows by 10 points. Let's go. Crows by 67. I love your work.
67, yeah. 1 point. GT saying the Suns by a point. Samantha go the Suns.
By 77. Oh my God.
Suns by 89. Toby saying Adelaide by 26. Poison Adelaide by 15. JCROM Crom by 50. Crom by 50 at Marvel. Jeez. Far out. That'd be JCROM would be jumping through the hoops for that one for sure.
Cartwheels in my lounge room.
That's right, exactly. Ree's tipping the Crows by 26. Who else have we got? Jan's tipping the Bulldogs by 32. Samantha Crows by 67 or 77. And Lux is tipping the Crows by 16. 100 points each. Well, you reckon a draw, GT? There we go. Imagine that. It could be a really high-scoring game as well. So
I'll take it. I'll take a draw against a crazy game and a draw. I reckon my heart will be pumping, but it'll be exciting. That would be tops. That would be good.
And Kingy's saying Crows still crumble under pressure. They need to handle the heat against the best sides. The only decent side they've beaten, it took Brizzy to miss 10 shots at goal in the last quarter. That's true.
I mean, he's got a point. That's why I mentioned Crows need this more than actually holding on to 3rd spot. They need it as a win to beat a big scout team.
Yep.
And this is why this game's important for Crows. So
100%. All right, next game, and I think we might continue on because this is going to be a ripper as well. GWS Giants versus the Geelong Cats, 8th versus 4th at NG Stadium, so they're travelling up to Sydney.
rolling on, doesn't it?
This is going to be a ripper as well. I know. Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, only thing is no ranking. Yeah, that's right, Jamar. So g'day, Callum. Welcome in. Good to see you, mate. And who are you tipping for the games this weekend? Cats by 15 from Toby. I'm going to go. I think the Cats will be too strong for GWS, so I'm going to stick with the Cats for that one.
Well, look, you got to remember GWS have beaten the Cats. What is it? 5 times in a row at the Cattery.
Oh, they're the mock team for the Cats.
They're the mockers for Geelong.
They got the mock on them. That's for sure. Yeah.
So I've got to stick with GWS here. I mean, they seem to have the wood over Geelong. So
They seem to, yeah. And even like our Geelong supporters who are in the chat, Michelle and all our other Geelong supporters are saying that GWS have got the wood on them. So yeah, they're a bogey team for them. So
yeah, they do. So look, I'm going GWS. I think it's going to be a cracking game, but I'm going the Giants. Yeah,
it will be. Yeah, and we'll do a watch along for that one as well. So yeah, it's going to be a busy evening. That's for sure. Let me just scroll back a little bit.
Yeah, all day Saturdays. Every game so far is going to be cracking.
Oh, it will be. Yeah, no, every single game is a good one. So I said Toby, Cats by 15, Lux's Giants by 7. Giants will take it to 100. Giants will take it to 100. Okay, there we go.
Memphis Wild.
GWS by 69 from Jamar. GWS by 15 from Ree. Samantha is Cats by 78 up at Sydney. So there we go. Up the Mighty Cats. Obviously, I'm getting behind the boys. I'm going for the Cats by 23. That's Dan Jans. So Cats supporter. Giants by 99 from Samantha. Poison Geelong by 5. And come on, the Giants from GT. So there we go. Yep. The King is pumped. I'm pumped, am I, Paul? There we go. And ready for the next watch along. There's no stopping the King. Yeah. Well, I've got to get through the State of Origin before I even get to Thursday night. So it's a non-stop watch along week for HFD Footy. That's for sure. So there we go. All right, next game. I won't be doing a watch along for this one, but it should be an interesting game. It is Richmond Tigers versus Essendon Bombers. It is at the MCG Saturday night game, so it's going to be busy. Surely the Bombers have got to get over the Tigers. So I'm gonna tip the Bombers, but I could be wrong.
Yeah, look, I'm tipping the Bombers as well. They got a bit more classier players at the moment. But look, I used to love watching this game in prior years. This game has always been a cracking game between Richmond and Essendon. So
yep.
I'm hoping this will be a cracker. Unfortunately, I've got a birthday party that night, so I won't be seeing these two games. But
yep.
I'm tipping Essendon.
There we go. That's good. Callum says 8 debutants and 25 guns, 22 or under. Chuck a tenner on West Coast. There we go. That one's coming up as well. Essendon by 5 from Dan Jans. Poison is Essendon by 34. The Bombers by 34 from Ree as well. This is the bogey side. Last time inaccuracy cost us. Up there, we are no chance dreading it already. There we go. They are the bogey side. King is a Cat supporter as well. Toby is Essendon by 20. Scott's Hawks, g'day Scotty. G'day Mark, how you going? Good to have you in from Scotland. The Tigers by 24. There we go, because Mark is...
Look, I wouldn't put past him in this game.
Look, I've got to give Mark a rap and give him a shout out because his Tigers played my Roosters on Sunday and beat us. So congratulations to Mark. We did have a few players out with State of Origin duties, but that's no excuse. The Tigers played really good in the NRL. The West Tigers, and good on you, Mark, for getting the win. Lux is going the Bombers by 33. Sam is Tigers by 84. And there we go. All right, let's have a look at the next game. And this is going to be a ripper as well. So I don't know whether I'm going to have a break and then come back again. I've got to decide. I've got to decide how much graphics I can get together in a couple of days. So
Checking my phone along the birthday party.
the Fremantle Dockers versus the Hawks. It's going to be at Optus Stadium, so the Hawks are travelling over to Perth, and it is ninth against fifth. This is on Saturday night as well, so it's running at the same time, or 8:10 the game starts. I'm going to stick with the Hawks. I think the Hawks need to continue to win, but I'm not confident about this either. What do you reckon?
Oh man, I don't know if I can trust Fremantle. That's the problem.
It's going to be a ripper of a game.
The problem is every time I tip against Hawks, they seem to get a win.
Yep.
So
Yep.
I'm tipping Fremantle, man, but I'm not confident. I'm not confident at all. I think Hawks could do it. I'm tipping Freo.
You're tipping Freo. Well, I've got a few different.
I think this game's real 50-50 in my
Oh,
eyes.
100% it is.
Either way.
Yep.
Yep.
100% it is. Mark's on his lunch break over there in Scotland. So there we go. Fremantle, Dan Jans is, it will be lunchtime as well in South Africa as well. Fremantle by 9 from Dan Jans. Frothing for tomorrow's game 3. Yeah, we're going to be doing a watch along for that, Callum, as well. It's going to be a massive night for HFD Footy. Freo by 20 from Poison. Scott's Hawks. He's a Hawthorn supporter, obviously. Hawks by 14. And the Hawks by 11 from Lux as well. Ree is tipping the Hawks by 30. And the Dockers by 80 over there on their home track. It's lunchtime. There we go. And there we go. Look at that. Far out. All right. And then you get to Sunday. And you don't have real good games on Sunday. So all the blockbusters.
I'm like, maybe I'll take the family out on Sunday.
Yeah, exactly. So, yeah. Sydney stuck it to Freo's. How good? What a potential Saturday coming up. It is GT, that's for sure. Let's have a look. So Sunday, we've got 3 games on Sunday. The first game is Melbourne versus North Melbourne, 14th versus 16th at the MCG. There should be about 8,000 people there, knowing the Melbourne supporters. Surely, look, I think North might be a little bit better than Melbourne. I'm going to go and go North Melbourne against Melbourne.
Yeah, look, I don't know how to read Melbourne at all. I don't know how to read any of these North Melbourne team. Look, 14th versus 16th. I'm going to go with you, King. You go for the upset. I really want North Melbourne to win this. So go to Kangas.
And they really need just a bit of a confidence booster against a semi decent side.
Yeah,
so
look, they've been playing all right, North Melbourne.
They have.
Yeah,
that's for sure. All right, Samantha is saying g'day. Go the Maroons. Yeah, we'll talk about the Maroons shortly, and the Maroons and the Blues shortly. Kingy, don't you worry about that. I've got to let you all know about the watch along tomorrow night is going to be massive. Poison North Melbourne by 11. Dan Jans is North Melbourne by 3, going for another upset. So there we go. GT will take the family out Sunday to keep away from the TV because his West Coast are playing, I think. So
thank Porter getting that lady.
There we go. D's by 26 from Scotty Hawks. Samantha, I didn't watch the NRL Roosters and West Tigers game on Sunday. It was a really good game. So there we go. Samantha's D's by 90 plus. Toby is going North Melbourne by 26. Callum's going West Coast by a no confidence 1 point. There we go. Can they get the win, eh? And Maria's saying North by 26 as well. Game number 2 is St Kilda versus Sydney. Now, Sydney are travelling to Marvel Stadium. St Kilda are good at Marvel Stadium. And look, if Sydney's going to be any chance at all, they're going to have to win. But, geez, I'm going to go the upset. I'm going to go St Kilda to finish Sydney's chances for the rest of the season. And they do play well at Marvel.
Yeah. I'm going to go Sydney. I think they're in good form, and Saints is just so unpredictable. But I think you're completely right. Saints could really just pull something out of a hat here. They're really good at Marvel, and they got every chance they could win this game. Sydney, I'm just going on form here, and I think Sydney, last mathematical chance. They have to win every game, so they're going to try their hardest to win this one. So I'm going Sydney.
There we go. All right, D's, Lux is saying D's by 22 in the previous game. Darn's Yarns is saying St Kilda by 19. Poison is Saints by 7. Samantha Saints by 77. Scotty Hawks Saints by 15. Toby Sydney by 11. Callum.
Toby, there you go.
There we go. Callum, lots of bad matchups this week. Yeah, there is. Yep. Samantha is Swans by 78. Ree is Sydney by 11, and Chris C is Sydney by 15. So there we go.
C.
And King actually Swans by 78. There we go. So there we go. Chris C's jumping on Sydney.
Bit of a split. Okay, let's go.
So I might be, I'm going to be the lone wolf losing my tips again. So you never know. And then we've got the blockbuster, last game of the weekend. And it is Port Adelaide versus the West Coast Eagles at Adelaide Oval, 11th versus 18th. Three big outs for Port Adelaide for the rest of the season. But I think they still are better than West Coast. And I'm going for Port. So what are you doing, JCROM?
Yeah, the Port against West Coast at home. You cannot pick Port, can you? So I can't see how you can pick West Coast in this game. So yeah, Port should win comfortably, really. But you never know. But yeah, Port should win.
That's it. Yep. There we go. What do we got? Let's have a look. Let me just scroll back a little bit. Swans by 60, going King. There we go. Saints. 10 minutes. Port by 89 from Dan Jans. Port by 55. Samantha's Power by 90 plus. Far out. Tipping nightmare this week. Keep it in your pants. There we go. That's true, Callum. Yeah, especially the Sunday games, Callum. Crazy. Port Adelaide by 28 from Toby. Scotty Hawks is Port by 34 and Samantha Power by 90. And Ree is Port by 34. So there we go, guys. That is your the round. There's some absolute cracking games of footy on Thursday, Friday, Saturday. Not so much Sunday, but yeah, I'm going to be busy, I think, on Saturday. I think we'll do the NRL game on Sunday. So let me just have a quick look while we've got a couple of minutes. I think it is Parramatta and the Panthers on Sunday. So let me just scroll to Sunday. Yeah, so 4:05 on Sunday. It's the Parramatta Eels versus the Penrith Panthers. So that will be our NRL game this weekend on Sunday. So I'll do that one at 4:05. And speaking of the NRL, tomorrow night is the blockbuster. It's State of Origin number 3, and I don't know whether I can go back to my thumbnail and still have the sound or not. So let me try something. No, that's not going to work. So yeah, tomorrow night, State of Origin number 3, the decider. New South Wales versus Queensland. HFD Footy will be doing the watch along, 8 o'clock start. We've had our biggest views for the channel for State of Origin 1, 2 and 3, 26,000 views on State of Origin 1, 14,000 views on State of Origin 2, and I'm expecting to break some records tomorrow night with State of Origin 3. We have half the population of Papua New Guinea comes in and watches the State of Origin with us on Wednesday night when it's the blockbuster and the decider. So make sure you come and join us for that tomorrow night. The game is scheduled on YouTube, so put your notifications on to get notified when we go live. And we've got a question about who are the Roosters playing this week. The Roosters are playing the Dragons on Saturday. So I'm going to be a bit busy with AFL watch-alongs on Saturday, so I'm not going to be able to do the Roosters game, but I wanted to mix it up and do different teams each week. But yeah, tomorrow night it is played in Sydney. It's New South Wales and Queensland, and may the best team, New South Wales, win. And there we go. Any questions in the chat, guys? Let me see. 16 likes. Thank you, Ree, for the likes. And thank you to everybody who is watching along and in the chat. And thanks for the likes, guys. It helps push the channel out as well. And good job. Good job, Ree Lester, as well. Port Power by 650 points. There we go. Paul's just thrown it in. So there we go. There. He's very confident, Paul. So there we go.
Very, very confident.
Hey King, I'm gonna go back to work. See you later. No worries. We'll see you hopefully tomorrow night for part of the game, Dan Jans. And good luck to you over there in South Africa. I hope the weather's fine. 16 likes. What else have we got? Good night, King. See you tomorrow night. No worries, Poison. We'll see you tomorrow night. Let's go. Spiders. There we go. Callum's a Maroon supporter, so we can't help that for bad luck. Go New South Wales. I will be very biased tomorrow night, Callum, so don't worry about that. See you tomorrow night from Samantha as well. All right, mate. Thank you for joining me tonight, and appreciate you coming on and giving us your words of wisdom about the footy, and appreciate you. I haven't seen you for ages, and good to see you again.
Yeah,
thank you, JCROM. Thank you to everybody in the chat and everybody who was watching along tonight. I'm King of the North, and JCROM is right there, and we want to say thanks for joining us tonight on After the Game. Don't forget tomorrow night the big watch along, New South Wales versus Queensland, State of Origin number 3. The decider, so come and join us for that. My beef Wellington is in the oven. He's having a beef Wellington, GT. Thanks for later, Callum. Catch you later, Callum. And that sounds fantastic, GT. Anyway, guys, thanks for joining us tonight. Hope you've enjoyed the show. Thank you, JCROM, once again. And
Thank you.
we will see you next time. Take care, spike your hair, and as always, stay hunky.